Hi everybody, welcome to the second video session for the CAD/CAM laboratory. Hope you all tried out the extrude feature on the Creo software. We started with creating a file name, a part name, unique file name, and then we talked about how to create a sketch on a plane, and then how to extrude it in different directions for different dimensions. So that's where we stopped the first video. So in this second video, we are going to talk a little more detail about extrude as a feature, and then we are going to talk about the revolve part also. So if you see on the model tree, the left hand side of the screen, say we have named it as extrude and revolve, that part. So it's your choice. You can pick any name that you want. So other planes are there. You can either pick the planes here or here. Come and pick a plane for us to create the sketch. So once the plane is chosen, we just move to the sketch umbrella. So once the sketch is chosen, you can choose the sketch view so that this plane is ready for us to draw. So a line has been picked, and continuous 4 different lines are drawn end to end, and we get a rectangle. So to make it a square of 50 by 50 centimeter, so we are going to modify the dimension by clicking on it. So once the sketch is done, the tick mark can be pressed. So once the tick mark is pressed, it means the sketch is done. So you can rotate and see how the sketch is placed on the plane, on the chosen plane. So for different perspective, as we mentioned in the first video, say press the scroll button down on the mouse and move the mouse around. You can get different orientation and perspective of the plane that you have created. So once that is done, so we are going to pick the extrude part. So extrusion, like we did it last time. So pressing the arrow mark will determine on which direction you wish to extrude, say based on the plane. So once that is done, we choose uh, the finish tick mark. So once the finish tick mark is done, so we get the extruded cube. So we extruded it for 50 centimeter. So we get a cube at the end of it. So if you want to make any changes, you know how to do it. Go to the sketch one here and right click on that, and you can get the modification done on the original sketch that is made, which is a square here. So what we are going to do is, say we are going to pick a plane on this cube, any plane. So we have chosen this particular plane. So once that plane is chosen, say I'm going to draw a circle on it, say matching the center of the circle to the center of this face, and I'm going to extrude it. So extrusion, if you can imagine, either it will be an additional feature on this surface, like a projection coming out, or if I extrude it inside the already created cube, so it goes inside also. I can remove the material and show it as a whole, and say it all depends. Like that is what we're going to demonstrate. So circle is chosen, and you draw that circle on the plane. So you can even have the sketch view also, so that will be like perpendicular to the screen. So you can change the dimension of the circle, and the center point of the circle's position also can be changed. 25 and 25 if you fix, just matching, going to match at the center. You can see the circle here, a small thin line. So once the circle feature is created on the plane of interest, so what we're going to do is use the extrude feature. So Here you can see that one arrow mark, so which is making it project outside. So what we are going to do is, suppose if I change the direction of the arrow mark, it goes inside the material. The projection goes inside the material. In that case, I get two arrow marks, one looking downwards and one looking sideways. So clicking any one of the arrow marks will flip it. So what happens, what is the effect of flipping those arrow marks, you can visualize. So if I flip the laterally looking air mark, so the material which is lying outside the circular area, that gets removed. So if I flip it, it will work in the opposite direction. The circular area will be removed. It is like your own choice. Whatever you wish to remove, you can pick and choose. So that is for lateral removal. And the download looking arrow is for linear, longitudinal removal. So just by adjusting the length of the projection or the extrusion, say you can make a line through hole also. If it is like falling short of the entire length, you will get a blind hole. So that way, we are using the extrude feature to create a blind hole, or say remove the material, not just the circular part, remove the part, leaving the circular part alone. Every other material around the circle can be removed, the cylinder can be removed. So that is like demonstrated in this video. So you can use it, this knowledge, for creating whatever is the kind of uh, task that you wish to do. So what kind of model that you wish to create effectively. So we are done with this extrusion. You can rotate and see in a different orientation. See, there are standard ways to see it, or you can use your mouse also. So I just want to say delete this. So deletion is done by using the same sketch. Go right click on the sketch. Say initially we taught you about how to edit. So instead of editing, if you go scroll down, you'll get the delete option, and the entire screen is free for the next say sketch. So for the next sketch, you just have to first take the plane and then say use the sketch view. Say he has first taken the sketch and then coming to sketch view, so it is all right. And what we are going to do is, under the datum umbrella, so if you see here, this is the datum umbrella, and I'm going to pick the center line from the datum umbrella, the option of center line. So using this feature, I'm going to draw the center line at any point I want. It need not be matching the, say, y-axis in this plane. You can as well have a, say, center line anywhere. So here, center line is drawn here, and then I'm picking the line option. I'm just drawing a straight line of a particular dimension. I'm just changing the dimension to the required size. So once the dimensioning is done, the sketch is done. So the distance from the center line also can be modified. So once that is done, I check the, I put the tick mark, press the tick mark. So that means the sketch is done. So next what is to be done is, I'm going to use the rotate revolve option. So this is the center line based on which I'm going to revolve this particular sketch that I created now. There is a straight line here. Though it appears like a square and a straight line, the square is like just the plane in which I drew. So this is just the straight line which I'm going to revolve about this axis. So let us see how it say turns out to be. So if you can see, this is a hollow cylinder, and the wall of the cylinder is thin. It's like a sheet of the cylinder. So you can rotate and see, observe to see how it has occurred. So you can increase or decrease the length of the wall, or even the dimension of the height of the cylinder also. Any change that you wish to make, you can make in the sketch under the model tree. So I'm going to delete this and demonstrate the next option. Within Revolve, I'm going to draw probably a two-dimensional sketch. What we drew was just a line and we rotated. So now I'm going to use a two-dimensional sketch there. So it is your choice. You can draw whatever you want. This is a standard, say, component which appears like this for the screw jack, just a representative sketch it is. So the dimensions are modified according to your own requirement. So all the diagrams, dimensions can be modified. So I alter the distance between the center line and the object itself, and all the other dimensions are being altered. Say uh, the flange feature is also altered, and the bottom part is also dimension is also altered. So once this is done, so you can see a tick mark here. So we just go say the sketch is done. So if your center line is not done yet, so what you can do is you can choose the center line once again. So and draw the center line if it is not done even after the sketch is done. So you can go to the datum and draw the center line, and say once that is done, you can put the tick mark. So once the tick mark is done, I'm choosing the revolve option, and the revolve the part after revolve is obtained is like you can it is ready for viewing. You can rotate it and see it and see how it has evolved. So I'm making a change in the sketch so that say the base can be increased a little. So just to show you how it could be modified, and the final output can be changed by making a modification at the base. So this length is increased to a particular length, and I just put a tick mark. You don't have to revisit the same revolve option. Say the immediate effect of the modification in the sketch can be observed in the rotated final sketch also, final figure also. Revolved final figure also. So so this also can be say revolved to a particular angle, so that you can go to this revolve option. So initially we made changes in the sketch, so that made the basic change in the dimensions of the sketch. So this one, if you right click on the revolve option, which is there under the model tree, I can control how it is evolving after this revolution feature is applied. So I can control how much angle it can revolve and so on and so forth. So that is what is being shown here. Edit option in that will tell you to allow you to make all these changes. Yeah. So we'll delete this creation also. So the next one will be one more revolution feature applied for a circle which is kept away from the center line. So can you guess what you guys are going to get at the end of this revolution? Yeah, you guessed it right. It is going to be a ring or a donut. So a diameter that you have chosen for the circle. So distance from the center point will determine the diameter of the donut also. So this is simple. You can make try out all the other things that you wish to create. And finally, we want to show you one more say feature of revolve. So I'm making a circle at the center of the plane. So if I revolve with this as the center line, what do I get? So that you can try it on your own. So that would be an exercise that you could do. So what I'm going to do is, instead of having this entire circle, I'm going to remove this segment of the arc and this segment of the arc. I'll remove that and rotate only the semicircle with this as the center line. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm drawing the center line and say how I'm going to remove this to arc. So under the sketch umbrella, you have these options. So use that to remove these two parts. So that's what is being done here. So the semicircular part is ready. So once that is done, you go to the OK button and say you clear it. So choosing the revolve option, you'll get the spherical ball. So you can say revolve it to a particular angle for us to see the cut view, what is there inside. So if you see, it is like a solid filled sphere. So you can make it hollow also. So how to make it hollow? Like a thin shell of a plastic ball that we guys play with. So that is also will be explained here. So go to the edit option. So once you click the edit option, you have two options here. One is to have a solid, one is to have a shell-like feature. This is like surface revolution. So that is this option. So that is chosen. To make it a filled option, solid fill, you have to choose this particular button. So you can rotate and see to get a complete idea of how this evolved as a complete solid. So I think that brings us to the end of this video session. Kindly try out all the other options which are available. Say within the sketch, we had say more than 20-30 options. It is for you people to try it out. So kindly utilize the software that you have downloaded using the student edition, using the link that we have provided. So try out all the other options also, and the more you try, the more you learn. So that is how we can go ahead. So all this knowledge that we are trying to gain, say in the first video about extrusion, sketch and extrusion, the second video about extrude and revolve option. So all this knowledge you are going to are like the building blocks for creating a model. Like suppose if I want to create a pen like this one, or a water bottle, or a cap of a say bottle itself, or anything that you like, a part of a car, a machine part, anything that you like. So you have to have these knowledge. These are all like ABCDs of Creo. So once you know how to write ABCD, you can create your own sentences out of it, and that is where you're going to see your creativity flow out. So kindly take these lessons seriously and practice a lot. Yeah. Thank you for listening. We'll meet in the next session, the third video online session. Thank you. Goodbye.